Hello and OMG y'all, welcome back to my channel where today I have another very luxurious video and I'm kind of liking this little luxury series that I'm doing now. Obviously, I never recommend you guys to go out and waste your coins on ridiculously expensive money, but I have the Viseart palette right here that is $80. It is the, I don't know why I'm looking at the back, I know the name of it. It is a neutral matte eyeshadow palette. So if you want to see how I got this look and what honestly this $80 palette is all about that I really haven't seen people talk about, I know it's been out for a while, then go ahead and keep on watching. But before you do, make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you get notified of every time that I do upload a video. Share, comment, do what you gotta do, help your girl out, and keep on watching. Okay, so as you can see, the background here is different in my camera. The lighting might be a little bit different. I did open up a window to make it brighter in here because my beauty room, it's like the brightest room in the house, but it's also doesn't have the best lighting when I face up against the wall. The reason why I did that is I have my vanity to my right, which you guys have seen on camera, and I was trying to make my beauty room just seem bigger, and to just push this back, this area that I film on, up against the wall gave me more space, and I just feel like it'll make me feel more creative. And I kind of just never really liked how my vanity looked in my background. It always looked off center, but it's just how the positioning of the camera was. My vanity is in the middle of the beauty room, or at least in the middle of the wall. So behind me, you see a bunch of artwork. I've mentioned before that I love Christian Louboutin, so you guys are going to see that right behind me. So I like to get up close and personal to you guys. Hopefully you guys like this lighting. I might be playing around with my lighting just a little bit because I want to see what looks better on camera. So I have the Viseart palette right here, and this is a very expensive palette. Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick here on my phone for you guys. Now, I would never recommend you guys something that's over the crazy, top, ridiculous expensive. But I have been using this palette for quite a while now, and I wanted to review it here on my channel for you guys. I know this probably came out a while ago, but I still wanted to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on it. This is the Viseart neutral matte palette. Okay, yes, it is $80 on Sephora, on Beautylish, on wherever Poshmark. Oh, Poshmark is cheaper. It's 36 bucks. On Beauty Bay, it's 80. Mercari, it's 30. So it looks like you could find it cheaper, but however, this is an $80 palette. And so I didn't see many people doing reviews on this palette, and I wanted to give you guys my thoughts and opinions. I have used it quite a lot. This is what she looks like. This is the Viseart Professional Makeup Paris Neutral Matte Eyeshadow Palette. It comes in this, it's like a black plastic, kind of like a Revlon CoverGirl type plastic. So there's really nothing special about it. It does feel a little bit heavy when you open it up. It has just this plastic right here. And then these are the colors for you. So obviously it's a very neutral palette. You get your warm tones, you get a lot of cool tones. You pretty much get everything if you are a professional makeup artist. Now, obviously, whoever here is watching this video is not a professional makeup artist, and I am a regular person just like you guys. And I wanted to make this video to show you guys why I like this palette. I will still give you my verdict towards the end because I want to explain to you guys why I came to my verdict with this palette. But time and time again, we see more and more affordable palettes coming out, which is phenomenal, which is great. But if you're someone like me who works and still has to come home and do stuff around the house, if you have animals and, day-to-day activities include maybe you sneezing, you touching your eyes here and there, you perspiring throughout the day, and that kind of does affect the way your eyeshadow moves around and all of that. And so there are, of course, more affordable palettes out there, but do they necessarily last all day when you're coming home from a long day? Do you ever look in the mirror and you're like, my eyeshadow doesn't look like when I walked out? And we get a lot of beauty influencers who review the ColourPop palettes and all these more affordable palettes, and their job is to film at home. They don't really do anything. They just sit around. Maybe they'll give you an update towards the end of their video on how the makeup lasted throughout the day, but they're not doing any strenuous activities as compared to the average person. So maybe their eyeshadow will stay longer than than ours because we're doing more movement. And so that's why I wanted to tell you guys about this palette. So you guys have definitely seen me wear this palette a lot in my recent videos. I've been using this pretty much like every single day. So what I like to do is I'm going to start off with this color right here. Now, unfortunately, there are no names. I started to notice that with palettes that are more geared toward professional makeup artists, they don't have names because at the end of the day, they don't need names. They're there on the spot doing makeup. This has basically every tone you would need, in my opinion, for every skin tone. So I'm going to start off. I love using this one right here on the outer corner. It's kind of like a peach shade. And then I just tap into this one right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and build up my transition. Just going to go ahead and do that. Take some off, position myself. You guys could see me. Oh my God, I forgot to prime my eyes. Girl, let's do that. So for the eyes, I'm just going to grab whatever concealer I see. It is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the matte finish. So I'm just going to go ahead and dab some on. By the way, you guys, Happy New Year. Pretty sure I've already said it in my intro. But this is the first video of the new year that I am filming. I did film the Louboutin one of the eyeliner before the new year. And honestly, this year has been already so busy so far. So how has your guys' new year been? I know that a lot of people have high expectations for 2021. But, you know, I think that a good motto to have is to just take things day by day. Because honestly, so far, 2021, at least for the beginning, is going to be a part 2 of 2020. I don't know if you guys watch the news or, you know, I'm pretty sure you guys do. You guys keep up with the pandemic and just everything going on in the world. It's not like, you know, we went into 2021 and everything is different. Like, you know, pandemic's gone, jobs are back, there's stability, there's no more worrying. Like, it's all still here. But I think people just were excited to just move on from 2020. And I know, honestly, 2020 was not a good year for me. It just was a year where I learned a lot about myself. And I honestly appreciate what I learned, but I hate that it had to take a pandemic for maybe even like people to learn things. Like I honestly noticed, so quick story, like when the pandemic first started back in March, I remember when we weren't wearing masks yet. It was in the news and people were already starting to panic buy. There was the no toilet paper thing going on. There was just all kinds of stuff going on. And I remember me and my little sister went to Ulta and people, like, it was like you could feel the tension in the air. When people were shopping, you could feel like nobody really wanted to like touch each other, be by each other because there was so much that was unknown. And I remember we were walking into an Ulta and there was this lady, and instead of holding the door open for us, she just like let it slam in our face. And honestly, I called her a bitch because I was like, what is your problem? Like, what's the issue? Like, you really couldn't just hold open the door. And so I started to notice like this mentality of people out for themselves, people who were so afraid. And, you know, by all means, they had every right to be afraid of what was going on in the world. But I started to notice people were turning nasty. People were turning mean. People weren't as polite anymore. And it was just like really, really weird vibes, you know? But then as the pandemic progressed, people became more fearful. And I started to see people start to be more kind to each other. I wasn't really seeing people not holding doors for people or not saying hi or not being, just nice overall. And so I saw towards the end of 2020, like a lot more people in the public, at least from like when I go to the store or when I go out for any little errand that I need for the house, or just for me or my bunnies in general. I noticed that a lot of people were just so much more nice. And I feel like it kind of just made people realize, like, dude, life is short. Like, there's no time to be mean to people. It's not worth it. There's no time to be petty. I feel like there's a time and place, obviously, for maybe when you need to put your foot down with people, whether it's in public or in private. But I did notice a huge change in attitude with people. People are more friendly. Obviously, they're more nice. And they are more willing to have small talk. Like, I would go to Starbucks and the baristas, I swear, God bless them, they are so sweet. asking like how your day is, how things are going, just chatting about shopping, chatting about your drink and all the TikTok trends of the drinks that were happening all throughout 2020. So I did see a little change in humanity. And I honestly feel like it was for the better. I feel like a lot of people are kind of mixed on 2020. I think every single person went through something. I don't think there's one person on this planet who didn't emotionally go through something where it just really tested you and you're like, dude, like this is scary. This is the unknown. Like what's going to happen? But I feel like everyone took a piece of 2020 with them and decided to change either something about their lifestyle or something about their life or just change something about their attitude that they will never go back to going forward into 2021. I think that's why people were so anxious to get into 2021 was to just bring in this new attitude, bring in this new mentality. And it was like a fresh start for people. And so for me, I've always been a very humble person. I've never been like anyone to like showboat or not be appreciative or not be nice to people. I've always had like this saying like, I don't have time for that. I have time for bigger things, but I don't have time for small things. And I've always been that type of person. I'm always like, there's bigger things to worry about in the world than something super small. And I feel like 2020, a lot of people caught on to that. I was like, you know, I need to appreciate my family, my spouse, my friends, my job, whatever it is that I have, I need to appreciate because it could be gone at any moment. And that is what I think 2020 taught everybody. But anyways, I like to do my makeup with story times with you guys. That way it's not me just putting on eyeshadow, it's silent, next step, typical influencer. Let's talk, you guys. Get ready with me. Put your phone to the side. You know, you don't even have to pay attention. Just listen and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. So do you guys see how beautiful this is? Like, it's just a really pretty brown. What I love about this Viseart palette is you can totally build it up. Like, you can just keep going and going and going, but I don't want to keep going and going and going, because that's going to be a little much. So the next color that I love to use are these light ones right here. This is like a stark white. This is more of like a very light peach. And this one is just a little bit lighter than this one. So I'm going to take these two, mix them, and then just put them into my actual lid. This palette does have a lot of fallout. Don't know if you can capture that on camera, but it's all right here if you can see. Nevertheless, the quality is still there. It's not like you're not getting, you know, shadow on your brush. You definitely are. So I'm just going to go ahead and press this here and then just build it up. And you guys know I really don't cut my crease anymore. I mean, only if I really want to go there and make it super dramatic, I will. But I'm just going to go ahead and tap this in and then just build and build and build until I feel like it looks like neutral enough. Like, look at that. You guys can already see how good it looks. So I'm getting fallout on my face, no big deal. I have my brush right here that I use to put on my powders. You guys comment down below if there's like any type of videos. I know you guys love reviews, but at the end of the day, that kind of gets really expensive. And so, you know, I can't just keep going on and buying like makeup and lashes because honestly, like I have other things I want to buy or I want to like save up. And, you know, maybe move to a different house with a hubby, you know, goals. If your closet, your body, your face, anything you have costs more than where you live, your priorities are messed up. You need to invest in yourself, build equity. I'm telling you, buying a house is like the biggest way you can invest in yourself. It does not feel like it financially, to be honest, in the beginning. You're like, dude, I feel like I'm just working to have a freaking mortgage. And that's how it's going to feel. But it is so rewarding to have a house and know that this is money that you're putting into something that's in your name. You're not renting or you're not paying someone to live somewhere and it's not yours. Like this house is me and my hubby's. At the end of the day, we can do whatever we want to it per HOA. But we can still do whatever we want to it. So little 2021 advice for y'all coming your way. So this is what she looks like so far. Like you guys could see, it's just really pretty. The colors are very pigmented. It's very, very blendable. Now what I'm going to do is just take that stark white color that's just on the edge of the palette. I like to use this for underneath of the brow bone. And I just lightly put it on and you guys could see, like, look at that. It went on so bright. Super, super bright. Ow. Sorry if I awkwardly like look at my little monitor. I'm just checking the time because I always have to click it to record after a certain time. So next we have to do mascara. And I'm actually going to do this on camera with you guys. I usually cut this part out. But I do get questions about like what mascaras that I use. First, I start off, with this Blink Black Lash Primer that I got in a BoxyCharm. And you guys, this is the best lash primer on the planet. Like, it is absolutely amazing. It lifts up your lashes. Now, my lashes are doing a weird thing today. They're falling down for some reason, and I've curled them like 100 times, and I don't want to keep curling them. But they keep wanting to like go downwards, and I don't understand why. So, this is the best lash primer. Like, you see, there's this lash right here. She keeps falling down. It's driving me bonkers. It's going to drive me bonkers today. I can't get her to stand up for the life of me, but I'm going to try and push her up. But again, this is like the best lash primer. The reason is I don't have like a lot of lashes, but it makes my lashes look like really good. Like really, really, really good. It just like makes them stand up, gives them life. Love it. I don't put a lot. Kind of, you guys saw I didn't even dip back in because you honestly don't need to. It's a lash primer. Some of you guys can honestly get away with using this as a mascara. I got it for only like $4 on the Boxy pop-up, but I did get it in a BoxyCharm. So I love BoxyCharm. I know people hate it. It's the way people hate Morphe. Everyone likes certain things, dislike certain things, but I love BoxyCharm. And I'm using the Wander Beauty Volume and Length Mascara. This is such a good mascara. It is pretty expensive. It's the Mile High Club one. Got it in a BoxyCharm as well. Absolutely freaking love it. Only thing that sucks about like BoxyCharm, they have, well, it doesn't suck, but what's good is like they have this thing called Boxy Pop-Up where you can buy products for like 90% off. Only thing is it takes like a month to receive your stuff. Like, I ordered a cream for my eyes. Girl, like, it's been like a month. And it was supposed to be here yesterday, and it's not even here. So it's like, what's going on? But anyways, let's finish up the bottom of the eyes while this dries. I'm going to add lashes later, but I don't need to do that right now. So what I like to do for the bottom of the eyes, I love to play around with this palette. I think I want to try something different. I think I'm going to go in with this darker brown right here and just kind of like smoke out the bottom of my eyes. Ignore my little sniffles. My lashes. My allergies are just like, girl, not having it today. I'm just going to go ahead and take this and then just lightly build it up. Now, again, this is very buildable. It's very, very pigmented. So you want to start off with a little bit and then build it up, especially if it's a darker color. You don't want to start off with something like a really heavy hand with a darker color, because you're going to end up having what looks like a bruised eye, and it's really hard to fix after that. But that's like literally all you need. So good. To be honest, like, I have not heard of Viseart. I did not honestly hear of it until I saw it on the Boxy pop-up, and I saw that the palette was only $9 on Boxy pop-up. $9. And I saw that it was originally $80, and I was like, I have to get this. Like, there's like, it has to be good. I was thinking to myself, like, there's no reason why, like, and I started doing my research. I'm like, why is this palette like only a few dollars on freaking Boxy pop-up? And then I saw like it's legitimately a very expensive palette, and people legitimately have gone out there and spent a lot of money on this palette. And so I was like, you know what? Let me get it. There has to be like a reason why it's so good and a reason why it's so expensive. So anyways, this is so far the eyeshadow look. I'm going to go ahead and put on some lashes, and then pretty much my makeup's going to be done. I'll take down my ratchet looking hair and then give you guys my verdict and why my verdict is what it is on this expensive ass Viseart palette. Okay, so I went ahead and just took down my hair. This is the final look, and as you guys can see, look how beautiful this eyeshadow looked. It is just so pretty. So my verdict on this Viseart palette for $80 is guilty of being worthy of your dollars. And this is the reason why. If you are someone who is starting off and building your makeup collection, and you're out there buying tons and tons of affordable palettes from like ColourPop or Ulta or whatever, stop. you need probably just one good palette, and that is this one. I would say splurge on it. Even though I got it for only $9, if I didn't have all of the palettes that I have right now and I was looking for one that was really going to get me started with makeup, or if you are someone who honestly is just looking for a good palette to wear at work because you want to do your makeup and you're kind of lost in the sauce, this palette is your girl. These colors last all day. Like, I'm telling you, my eyeshadow will look the same by the time I go to bed. That is what I love about this palette, is I am that typical person who obviously works and does laundry and has to clean the house and take care of the house, take care of the bunnies and all these other things. And you're moving around throughout the day. You're touching your eyes, you're sneezing, you're getting hot, you're cooling down. You know, you're just moving consistently, unlike these influencers who review palettes, probably sit on the couch, come back later, check in with you guys. I'm letting you guys know this palette is 100% worth your dollars because it lasts the entire day. So if you're a professional makeup artist, if you are someone who was looking for a palette that is very simple, very easy to use, very user-friendly, and at the same time is going to look the same as when you walked out the door, when you come back from work, this is your palette. This is seriously worth every single penny. It is such a simple, neutral palette, but it is the best investment so far that I recommend you guys to make in yourself in buying a luxury item. So there is another palette that I did purchase. I did only get it for $9, but when I am out, of course, I'm gonna go out and buy this. If I can't get it for cheaper elsewhere, I will go to Sephora and pay 80 bucks. But I have another palette that I have yet to try from Viseart. The color story is a little bit more on the warmer side. There's more colorful colors in there. So I'm gonna go ahead, try that one out, see if it's just as good as this one, and then come on here and give you guys my verdict for that. So anyways, I hope you all found this video very informative. Please give it a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel and click that bell so you do get notified of every time that I do upload a video. It's 2021. I thought I wouldn't have to say this anymore, but I still have to. If you do go out, please wear your mask. And I will always say this, but make sure you spread peace, love, and happiness. I will see you all in my next video.